Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, thanks for joining us. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. And make sure you subscribe because I'm sure that you'd enjoy the materials on this channel. So today we are looking at the Swedish Institute Scholarship. The Swedish Institute Scholarship, one of the biggest scholarships in the country, fully funded. As a matter of fact, three people from this YouTube channel got this scholarship this year and are presently in Sweden studying fully funded without paying any single dime. You can see this is an example of one of the offers we got last year. As you can see here, it covers the monthly stipend, covers travel allowance and visa cost, covers tuition, covers insurance. So you wouldn't have to move a financial muscle when you get this particular scholarship. So today I'll be just showing you how to apply for this scholarship. But most importantly, we'll be looking at some of the profiles of those who won it last year. So this is like a profile of one of the applicants last year who won it. And there is a secret in this document that might just unlock your own scholarship or your own success. So we'll be looking at these documents together. But first of all, let's run down the major requirements for those who are applying for this for the first time and are looking for ways to navigate this application process. So I'll run down the application procedure, the documents you need to submit, and every other thing. And then we'll be looking at those who got it last year, or actually this year. They resumed in August this year, and what they did and lessons we can draw from the application. There's actually a secret in one of the applications that could actually help your own as well. So let's begin without any further delay. So as we said, it's fully funded. You can see covers everything: tuition, travel cost, visa fees, and every other thing. And these are the eligible countries. So you could take a look at that for yourself. So let's move on. For the criteria, you have to be among the eligible countries. Have work experience. They say 3,000 hours. This is usually 1.5 years or 2 years work experience. Then get admission from the university, one of the eligible master's program. This doesn't cover additional funding for family, unfortunately. You don't have to, you also have to pay your own application fee, which is quite affordable for most of the universities there. And I think you just need one application fee, even if you're applying for multiple universities. And the other conditions here you can see on your own. So look at the countries once again, the eligible countries, information on dual citizenship. So work experience, as I said, is about 1.5 years or 2 years work experience and should be at least 3,000 hours. Please pay attention to this. You might have to also fill this in your application form. If it's less than 3,000 hours, you'll be disqualified from the scholarship. I think there are more instructions here in the page on how to actually calculate the hours you've worked. It has to be at least 3,000. It can be more than 3,000, but not less than 3,000. Anything less than 3,000 will be disqualified. I think it's important to take note of this. Then they need also evidence of leadership experience. They would require like recommendation letters from your previous employers. They would also ask you to also give examples of where you've worked in the past and your particular roles, and what particular tasks um, you undertook when you were there as well. So the required documents you can see here: CV. So there's a special format for their CV that will be released soon. Letters of recommendation or reference letters. I think you need two of these as well. They'll be sent directly to your. They'll be sent to your recommenders as well. Then valid proof of work and leadership experience. You need your passport and motivation letter as well. So the documents are explained further here, what they should look like. The templates will be coming out very soon, so not to worry. And I'll be showing you templates from previous years as well. So I think for the dates, some people might say, oh, the date is still very far away. It's not open yet, but that's tricky. That is very tricky. You can see here that they said it's open on the 10th of February. But this date is deceptive, if I can say that. This 10th of February next year, because it's a two-way application process. You have to apply first to one of the participating universities, and most universities in Sweden are participating universities, and then apply differently to this portal. So for this portal, the application is actually opening on the 10th. But for the universities, the participating universities, the application is already on. So we'll go back here to the dates we saw here. You can see apply for master's program. It opened on the 17th of October. This video will be released on the 27th, so 10 days after the opening date. So universities are already accepting applications. So most courses, whether in the social sciences, practical sciences, humanities, and law, are eligible for this scholarship. Although the list of eligible courses will be released soon, so check this page frequently. You can come back to this page next week to clarify that. So the application for master's programs already open, while the application for this scholarship is the one that would open in February 2023. So do not be carried away by this date and say, oh, it's quite far away. Application for masters already open. So there are bits of other information here you can check on your own, and the FAQ section as well. So as I said, there are materials we can learn from those who got it last year. We got 3 people from this channel who got it last year, and we can take a cue from their profile. And that is what we'll be doing today, to dig up secrets that could help our own application. So this is one of them. It chose, you have to choose about 3-4 courses. So he chose the 4 courses that are relevant to his field, and it was asked whether these are the same fields with his bachelor's. I think it's also important to show that these fields are relevant to your background as well. I think it boosts your profile. Instead of choosing something that is not connected to your background, they need something that is very closely connected. So choose a field that's closely connected to your background. And of course, here you fill in your basic information about the course, about yourself, gender, contacts. These are basic info. And the number of working hours. So if you have you've worked in 2, 3, 4 places, it's good that you mention them and combine them and make sure they are more than the 3,000 we saw here. So here I worked 2,040 hours. And he asked how many of them was in a leadership position. He also kept 2,040 here. And then for his next employment, he kept 5,280. So this is way above the 3,000 threshold. So it's safe there. So if you have 2, 3 different jobs, you can combine them and make sure they are over the 3,000 hours we talked about. You might also be told to list the SDGs that closely align with your interest. I'll be showing you how to get the SDGs shortly and subsequently in this video. So now the motivation letter. The motivation letter you can see how short it is. Very, very short. And this is suspiciously short. Is about, I think, 1,000 characters. Not 1,000 words, but 1,000 characters. And it's just one paragraph. So I'll be showing you something quickly. Another essay from another winner. You can see here another very short essay here. And this one, they said, describe how the knowledge you would gain from Sweden would help you in your organization when you return home. So just go straight into it. That when you finish studying this course at Sweden, you return home to do X, Y, Z. It's a very short, straight to the point. No need of defining, no need of telling too long stories. That in Sweden, you'll be studying this particular course. You gain these particular skills. When you get home, you do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You maybe become a trainer. will use your skills to help marginalized communities. They're just depending on the field, of course, that you're specializing in. So it's very short. It's a very, very short essay. So apart from this essay, there are also other things you might be interested in. So there might be other things that might also be important in this application, because I think they do not just determine the awardees by the very short essays alone, but there are other things I would like to disclose to you, and would find them in this document. So this is the reference form that will be sent to your referee, or probably you have to send it to your referee yourself. I can't remember which of them is the actual procedure. Either you send it to yourself or they will send it, but when the time comes, it will be clearer. This is the reference letter that you'd get from the application scholarship portal itself. So your referee has to input their own details, and also they will ask them how many hours you've worked with them. So make sure the number of hours you wrote in your application syncs with the amount of hours written by your referee. So probably you want to sit with them and fill the form with them in the first place. So now this is the secret. The secret I talked about earlier. How to win this particular scholarship. I think the secret is down here. So look at it here. Your referees are meant to answer this question. In your opinion, how would an SI, that's Swedish Institute Scholarship for Master's Studies in Sweden, be valuable for the professional and academic development of this applicant? So your referees to write this, and I think it's about 1,000 characters as well. So your referee has to show what skills you're going to learn and how it will help you in your organization when you return home from studies, or how it will help your community after your studies. So you have to sit down to probably guide your referee on how to write this essay, because most of them might not have time to actually go into details. But that's not all. That's not all, guys. There's yet another question. Briefly comment on the applicant's potential to contribute to and drive social changes in his/her context. So another short essay still, but your referee also has to write this himself or herself. Remember that you're just writing a shorter version. This is the one, for instance, that you are meant to write. Very short. While your referee is already answering about 2, 3 questions. So first, your referee was asked about how the skills would help your professional development. Now, your referee is asked about how you contribute to societal change. And there's even a third question that your referee has to answer. And it's saying here that please evaluate the applicant's leadership capacity and potential to play a role in development of the society, in networking, motivation, perseverance, problem solving, and communication. Please give concrete examples. So now it is clear that the burden of proof is on your referee. So your referee is even going to write more than you when it comes to the essays in the first place. And I think this, ladies and gentlemen, is the secret of the SI scholarship. The referee does the majority of the work than the applicant, who writes just 1,000 characters. Your referee has like 3 or even 4 different questions, because there's another section here for additional remarks from your referee, and things like signature, date, stamp as well of the organization you work in. I remember you're submitting, I think, 2, 3 or 2 to 3 reference letters. Just make sure and check the application requirements to get that particular number. So it is clear here that your referee is the one writing most of the essays. So since you have this bit of information, what you should do with it is to select those you think will have time to write these essays for you. Because I think this is either the deal maker or the deal breaker. The referee and the attention he or she pays to your application will either make or break your application, as has been shown in this video. So you might have to sit down with him or her and make sure you craft something very convincing. I think you can even send like a draft. You can send a draft of this to him and say, oh, please read through and maybe make adjustments if you think it's necessary. And then append your signature and your stamp. Because left to them, most professors, most employers would not have time or the patience to write these for applicants in the first place. So those who take the pain to convince their professors or to take the pains to convince their employers would often get the scholarship. Once again, guys, this is the secret, I believe, the secret that most people do not know that would increase your chances of getting the scholarship. And of course, try to fill the form as correctly and as truthful as possible. Pay attention to the working hours. And I think your employers will also be asked to fill the same figures in their own form. So you have to make sure that the figures tally. So you do not want to write that you've worked for 4,000 hours, and then your employers will say, "Oh, he worked for just 2,000 hours." So in case your employers are asked, just tell them as well. Coordinate um, coordinate documents with your employers to make sure they give you the the right information. So that's not all, guys. We still have more. We still have more information for you on this scholarship. So last year I did a video on this same scholarship. So just type here Swedish Institute Scholarship and the video will appear. So this is the video for last year and it's open here already. Yes, unfortunately the audio is not the best, but it's still audible, I believe. But if you scroll down and go to the description box, so by the way, this is the description box of the video, just below the title. You get the description box. So if you scroll down to the description box, you will see some beneficial materials that will also help your scholarship application. For instance, this is the link to the scholarship. This is a link to a beneficial document that could summarize the scholarship. Yeah, this is the document. So breaks down the process, summarizes the scholarship in colorful slides, and tells you how to apply. So these links will also be left in the description box of the video. Another document, very important, compiled by a former scholar that contains the different questions they've asked applicants over the years. And sometimes they even repeat questions, as you can see. And remember the character count, not word count, but character. Character. You can always check the character count by highlighting the text. Then go here and check character. So this is 993 without space. And also check the instruction if it is character with space or with no space. Yeah, it's very important. So this document contains different samples of essays that you can write for the SI scholarship. So I'll also be leaving a link to this below. And of course, the SDGs. This link will send you to the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, these 17 of them. And then you read up and see the ones that aligns with the course you intend to apply for and see how to use them in your essays. Because also when you're filling the form, you ask to put in about 3 SDGs that align with your area of interest. And probably in your essays, they might also ask you to relate the course you're applying for to 1 or 2 of these SDGs. So there you go, guys, all the materials you need. These materials, of course, will also be posted in the description box of this particular video as well. And I hope this was useful. Fully funded master scholarship in Sweden. 3 people got it last year, or even this year, actually. They resumed this August. So I think it's only good to hope that a larger number, 5, 6, 10, 20, why not 30, gets it next year. So that's my prayer for you, that if you're interested in this scholarship, make sure you utilize the materials on this channel. I might just be sharing your screenshot as well to also new aspirants by this time next year, celebrating with you that you've won the scholarship, fully funded, covering your travel costs, covering your tuition, your insurance, and every other thing. So that's it, guys. As usual, we cannot wait to celebrate you. There are already numerous materials on this channel already. So make sure you at least get one of these numerous scholarships flying your way. And I will see you at the top sooner than later. Bye bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe.